Welcome to the Blackskins podcast. The Blackskins family. Today is Truth Thursday. We got a whole lot of truths to talk about today. Today, we have to take the time to talk about what happened in America, where we live, what we seen today. Got to talk about it. We only got a little bit of time. So we're going to spend most of the time talking about the events of today where Donald Trump was convicted of 34 felonies tied to hush money that he gave his lawyer, Michael. Michael told everything, everything he could. And he definitely made it understood that something happened. Whether it was right or wrong, we don't know. But we know something went down. And Stormy was found with a little bit of extra change in her pocket. Whether it came directly from Donald Trump or his associates, we'll never know. But the New York jury, the judge, they all came to the conclusion that Donald should be found guilty. And it was, so many different people's perspective of the event. The event of the president actually being, the former president being now a convicted felon. And what's so truth-telling about this event, that the only thing he could present when he had something to say was that November 5th will be the people's opportunity to voice their judgment in the court of public opinion when they are able to cast their vote. And regardless of how in America they have a system of election and people have the right to vote. It's not just you get the vote. You have to be able to be eligible to vote. And most people who have a felony don't have the authority to vote anymore. Their voting rights have been restricted. But we are in unprecedented times where, regardless of whether or not a man has been convicted of felonies, he still can be voted in. He still can be on the ballot. He still can be the president as a felon. This is telling. So, who's telling lies? How can we get to the point of exposing the hidden and previously forbidden? What are we researching to figure out our origins? How have we gone about asking the Most High to draft us back in? Because we can see for sure that they have their own agenda and they are strong. How do we know, knowing we definitely been cut off and others, not native, have been drafted in? What must we do to begin to be redrafted in? Truth is, the Spirit descends through song. It's just the act of the Spirit dropping and falling upon us all. the origin or background of a person in terms of family or nationality, the descent. The descent of grace that is fallen. It's a special calling that you have to be in politics for sure. You have to be able to go door to door, town hall to town hall, state to state, and be able to relate with everybody that's a countryman. Hopefully. And when you're on the borderline, then you'll find people doing what you seen Trump do earlier this week, where he was at the libertarian, not the Republican, but the libertarian political event, trying to make sure that he secured the libertarian vote. Like, well, he's a Republican. Why he need the libertarian? He need everybody he can get. Because a lot of people, now that he's been convicted, some of them were sitting on the fence wanting to see if this was truly the witch hunt he said, or if they were going to find him guilty instead. In this case, in the case in New York, I'm not talking about the federal case. I'm not talking about the RICO cases in Georgia. I'm not talking about any other activities done. All I'm talking about is the 34 charges, felony charges, that were filed in New York have been given the validity of saying that he is guilty. The country's going to hell was his point of view to tell what's going on and what's wrong. The country's going to hell. And is that true? Just because you've been convicted for doing wrong, do that mean the entire country is going to hell? He's pointing and showing signs of some hope. But at the end of the day, the truth looked like it was wearing him down a little bit. The whole case just was wearing him down. It looked like, he ain't ready to fold because he got a hell of a go. But at the end of the day, it looked like the guilty verdicts did take something away from his momentum. So, the venom that come from the lies, when we realize the lies that's being told to us, when we recognize the lies, or we can identify the lie, like, hold up, that ain't true. I said something to somebody today, and it was just funny because they knew I must have been BSing. Because as soon as I said it to him, he just said, he didn't even say nothing, he just laughed. I mean, it was a great laugh. It was like, I recognized then that good lies and good jokes are the same thing. Like you tell a real good lie and it can just be funny to people who know the truth, So there's some people who looking at this as funny today because they have more insight and more truth that they know, more proof that they know. They've already gone through this situation directly. So they can respect the decision because they have already known what they seen. They know what they experienced. They like, he did it to me, So at the end of the day, it's a funny thing to see so many people have varying opinions about what the truth is or what they're going to allow their truth to be. Today on Blessed Arrested, our music review show, we did a song. This was the first time we did a song that wasn't one of the songs that I did. Today was the first time we had a external artist that was not a 3R Pro artist, that was not somebody we were directly affiliated with. And we played the song, and each one of the panel, music review panel personalities gave their direct coded message about what they thought about the song. And it was beautiful. I loved it. I was very pleased with the episode today. That's the truth. I look forward to getting through this first year. Today was, I think, day 75 of doing Blessed Arrested. I got 365, so I got at least 290 more days to go. And I saw one of my best supporters where I record Blessed Arrested. It's a strong elderly gentleman that is always, well, not always, but at least 50% of the time when I'm recording, he's there on the computer because he gets up early in the morning too. And he ain't never gave a review, but he definitely gets the chance to preview the music show because he's right there. I mean, and he's within distance to be able to hear me performing. And he's gotten to the point of knowing it's coming and looking forward to it, and always gives me encouragement to keep it going. And I'm grateful for knowing him. Eventually I asked him his name, but right now we are able to just share love and appreciation for us just being at the same space at the same time, being able to coexist. We can coexist. The Blackskins family and the Europeans that came over here on ships the last few hundred years, we can coexist. We can look at each other positively and see each other's efforts as noble. But we don't always see it that way because we don't always identify. Sometimes they begin to lie. And now I'm going to expose some of the hidden and or previously forbidden. I also seen an article today that they found some canoes in a lake out in Wisconsin. The canoes were prehistoric. They said the canoes were at least 2,500 years old, letting you know that hunting and fishing in the Americas have been going on for thousands of years. Not the few hundred years that America has been established, but thousands of years. The Blackskins have been here. Oh, that's previously forbidden to say that. Like, not the Blackskins, it was the Redskins only. You know, like, nah, that's phony. Because the Blackskins have all hues. All of you could potentially come from me. Oh, you know, that's previously forbidden knowledge. You know, like, well, why is it forbidden? Like, Solomon had a lot of wisdom. That's what he asked for. But he also asked for a lot of wives. And he had all types of wives. And I'm telling you, all nationalities, I would say. And I'm sure he had every hue in his household. And me and you, now researching our origins, we looking for people who look just like us. No. Everybody that got that melanin in their skin, they're at least a black skin. We might not have the same nationality. We might not think you from the same family. But, you know, you ain't all exactly from the same family. You come from different tribes, different areas, you know. But for you to think you're the minority just because, oh, I'm only counting my one tribe. No, that's not how it goes. You've been spread all around the world. You weren't just shipped here. It wasn't just the transatlantic slave trade. Thousands of years ago, you went out from the place that they now call Africa. You left Africa before it was even called Africa. And you left yourself in a sovereign state in the Americas. You've been sovereign in the Americas for thousands of years before Europeans ever appeared on the eastern shores. You was already building cathedrals, doing big things here before they could ever fear what you was capable of doing. Researching our origins, the previously forbidden knowledge of knowing that making America great again, it has always been great. It has always been a place where we have been able to conjugate and appropriate, be fruitful and multiply. I won't lie to you and tell you that in my thoughts, potentially, this is the promised land, flowing with milk and honey, and everybody is able to earn some money, because this is the land of opportunity. Now, they took your resources of the real monies that you had when it came to cattle, when it came to grain, when it came to being elevated mentally on a higher plane. They said we have to take that and lesson so we could give them a lesson of how to be less than what the Creator wanted them to be. So that's why we see ourselves now having to go back and reflect and connect with asking the Most High to draft us back in. If you ever read Romans, you read where it told you Gentiles. Y'all Gentiles, you know you Gentiles. Wow, you know, this is Truth Thursday. We ain't got no time to lie to you. And y'all are Gentiles. Paul told you directly. And that's how we are knowing we definitely been cut off and others not native have been drafted in. That was the message Paul told you. Paul told you, like, look, all you Gentiles that are now drafted into the olive tree, you see yourself being wealthy. You see all the riches that come from being drafted in to the olive tree. But you're a wild branch, and you've been drafted in. And look at how good it's been to you. How much Yah has been a friend to you. And now, don't get too boastful in yourself, because getting too boastful on yourself will put you in the position to get cut off, just like those that were native to the olive tree. And then, if you get cut off, just how much easier will it be for those that are already native to the tree to be drafted back in, instead of you who've been drafted in that ain't even native? You're a wild branch. I love that message. I love knowing that that is the truth. What must we do to begin to be drafted back in? Well, what we got to see first is the non-native branches start to get cut off by the Most High. And I believe we could lie to ourselves about what we seen today. But this is definitely a sign of that branch starting to be sawed off. And when the Creator want to cut you off, he can cut you off immediately. I don't care how thick that branch is. Like, Cut them off. Just gone. So now that we on the topic of today, this is Truth Thursday. Today, on this Thursday, Trump was convicted of 34 felonies. And I'm telling you that this system that's been put in place, the judicial system that they have in place, the fact that the Bar Association set the bar to make sure that the Blackskins wouldn't go but so far, because it's illegal for you to have too much. I seen it in the most primitive, petty way today, but I can convey it to you directly because you might not accept it if I give it to you on a bigger scale. But this is just a short story I could tell. I heard a young lady say that she had talked to her lover, and he was at cookout. So that meant she knew for a fact that night, this night, she was going to eat a corn dog. And soon as I heard her when she got the car, like, oh, my man going to cookout, so I'm going to eat me a corn dog. And she said that. But after she said that, she started attacking the little cat's meal. Like, he had it in a bag and pretty. He had a good old meal he want. You know, he worked hard for his meal. He was proud of the fact that he was going to be able to eat good. And she knew that she wasn't going to eat as good as his meal was. So she literally, in her spirit, just couldn't hold in the hate. She had to start creating a scene and making sure that some type of way his food was damaged. She didn't want him to be able to have full appreciate love. Not appreciate hate, but appreciate love for the food that he would have ate. And I seen that and I said to myself, that's what happened when they came here. They seen you eating good. And they knew they ain't had nothing but a corn dog. And that made them go crazy. I mean, just like I seen her go crazy attacking a man's bag. It's bag, not even him. And he was laughing, trying to grin it off. Like, what the heck's wrong with her? You know. But what's wrong with her is there's a spirit of envy that is just so deep in those that say they are. And they ain't. They lying, you know. And those that know they lying, that's trying to keep their authority, ill-gotten gains, are now in desperate strains, worried, fearful, and no longer very cheerful. I seen a sign that said at the rally at Trump's court that said Trump or death. I said they going too far to the right or the left. I don't know. They need to bring themselves more towards the center. Trump or death on a flag, and they printed it and presenting it like this is what it is or what it will be. You gonna see? They ain't lying no more. They ain't even trying to lie no more. That's why when I do bless it, arrest it, and we get to the point of speaking directly as Billy B, you get the chance to see the thought process revealed. for real of how they actually feel about what's going on, what's going right and what's going wrong. And I'm not mad at the left. I ain't mad at the right. I'm disappointed that the best y'all have to offer on either side, red, blue, green, in between, all our options seem less than. And I like the man, Trump. I'm like many others. I like the man. I don't know how much I like the president. But I won't be hesitant to tell you why because this is Truth Thursday, so we ain't got no time for mine. Why I voted for Trump a couple times, I've already gave him 2. Am I going to give him 3 now that he got the felony? Joe might say, Joe got the lead. I mean, damn, Joe, come on. You can't beat him as a felon. You in trouble yourself, And like I said, that's why I'm disappointed. The choices we got is just not what I would think could represent the best that we have to offer. So I'm asking you to critically think and use your internal bank to figure out something. Why are we so blind to see that the ones we heard are you and me? No, they got Coolio, so I ain't gonna be singing his stuff, but yeah, let's at least think about some of these things. I want everybody to get the chance to know why I voted for him. Because you're like, you started to tell us, then you stopped talking about some Coolio stuff. All right. This simple in my thoughts. I said to myself, Trump in the office would make critical mistakes that he would have to fix. And those fixes benefit me more than Joe doing things correctly. And I don't get any economic benefit to protect me. And that has come to be true. If I'm being honest with you, the last few years for me, economically, I've been in a rut. I'm trying to figure out what will bring resources in for me and my family. I want to be able to live a life of abundance and be able to give my children opportunities that they don't have. And if inflation taking away more than what I can go and get, now I gotta go and sit instead of being able to be out and get something from this system that allow me to be profitable. Many of the profitable things that existed just a few years ago have evaporated, gone, and went on to other shores. So I thought to myself, like I said, Trump's mistakes, when he got to correct them, that's going to be an opportunity for me. And he made mistakes, but he tried to at least fix his mistakes. Of course, Joe and the Democrats, they always act like they ain't never made no mistake. Everything they've done is right. It's like their lies don't allow them to see the light that they can do better too. That's why I said and want to bring the philosophy to you that everybody do better. Everybody do better is making us all take accountability, not just for what we see, but who we be, who we know we can be, and why the Creator should bless us. Hallelujah.